Hi, this is Mike, the Prepper Nerd, and today I'll be sharing a new feature available in the Ultimate Prep system that lets you determine how much of a certain ingredient you would need based on recipes and how often you want your family to have each recipe available in a disaster or SHTF situation. What this means is that you'll be able to tell the Ultimate Prep system what ingredients go into making a recipe, how much of each ingredient is required for a recipe, how often you want your family to use or to be able to eat that recipe each week, and then it'll tell you the total quantity of each ingredient that you need to have on hand in order to carry out that plan. So it's really exciting. I was collaborating with the Provident Prepper in getting this set up. It seems to be something that's come up quite a few times over the years since we launched the Ultimate Prep system. I'm really happy to be bringing it to you today. So if you're not already a subscriber of the Ultimate Prep system and this sounds valuable to you, maybe this will give you some ideas on how you can put this together yourself. Or you may consider subscribing, as the service gives you this feature and so much more that I cover in other videos to help you be as prepared as possible for what's ahead of us. A couple quick updates before we get started. We now offer an offline version of the Ultimate Prep system. This was launched earlier this year, around July, August timeframe. This is a great solution for anyone who wants to be able to use the Ultimate Prep system without ever needing an internet connection. And of course, it works in a SHTF grid down situation. This was a request that was made many times, and it's been a very popular option for people using the Ultimate Prep system. And then second, we're now offering 30-day free trials for both the online version and the offline version of the Ultimate Prep system. So you can use the system free of charge for 30 days to see if it's for you. And we still honor the 30-day money-back guarantee after your free trial. So you really have nothing to lose. The link to sign up for the free trial is in the video description. So let's get into this new feature of the Ultimate Prep system. So here you can see the sheet. This is everything. Well, this and a report, which I will also show you, is everything related to this feature. And it's really easy to use. It's in this familiar, spreadsheet-like format, and it's scalable. So, as you can see, I have a few recipes listed here, but it could have potentially dozens of recipes or even hundreds of recipes. So it's completely scalable to your needs. And I'm going to go through the columns, and we're going to go through how you would set up a new recipe. So as you can see here, there's these plus icons here. I'm just going to click the plus icon for one of the recipes. So you can see in this first column, we have the recipe name and we have the ingredients that go into making that recipe. Okay. So for each ingredient, we tell the system how much of that ingredient the recipe calls for. So we've got 3 cups of white rice, 6 cups of chicken broth or water, 1 teaspoon of oil, etc. Okay. So the gray cells, nothing to do there, and the yellow cells, nothing to do there. So these are just intended to call your attention to what the system is expecting, what you need to populate in order to get the results that you're looking for over here to the right. So that's really all you need to enter for the ingredients. Okay, so the next columns in the spreadsheet are what you'll enter for the recipe. Okay, you can see you don't enter anything here for the recipe, and you don't need to enter anything here for the ingredients. So once you've got your ingredients in, the amount and measure, you would just indicate these 4 cells for the recipe. So the recipe produces 1 meal, right? It produces a meal, and it produces 10 servings of that meal. Okay, the recipe produces number of servings, 10. So it's 10 servings of this meal. Okay, And what this is telling us, or what this is asking for, is how many servings per week do you want to plan for your family. So let's say you're a family of 3 and you want 4 servings of this per week. You would enter 12. 3 times 4 equals 12. So if it's just 2 people and you want 3 servings per week, that would just be 2 people times 3, so it'd be 6. So I'll just go back and use 12 like I was using before. And this shows you, since each recipe produces 10 servings and you're planning to eat 12 servings per week, you're really needing to make 1.2 batches of this recipe. Okay, that's just for informational purposes, but ultimately what you're trying to get to is this information here. How much salt do I need? How much honey do I need? How much oil or rice do I need to make this recipe so that I can serve this? I can serve 12 meals of this recipe each week, right? And in order to do that, the system does all the heavy lifting for you, just like in other features of the system. It's going to do all the calculations for you, and it tells you, well, for 1 week, you need this much rice, this much chicken broth or water, this much oil, etc. But it gives you those amounts on a 1 week supply basis, 30-day, 90-day, and 180-day. Okay, so that's one recipe. But like I said, this is scalable, so we can do the same thing for as many recipes as you want. So I've got recipe 2. These are just examples. I've got recipe 3, recipe 4, right? You can just keep going. So let's enter a new recipe. Let's say, tutorial recipe here. Okay. So as you can see, with the color, it's recognizing that's a recipe, and it's shading the cells the way that you would expect for a recipe. Okay. And then so for the ingredient, I'll do the same sample ingredients 1. And what I'm going to do to tell the system that this is an ingredient is just going to indent it. So that tells the system that this is an ingredient within this recipe. And that's as simple as it is. So I'm just going to add these other 2 ingredients to this, indent those to tell the system that these are ingredients within this recipe. And then you just tell it how much of each of these ingredients that you need. So a cup, 1 cup, 2 tablespoons, and these have drop-down options as measures, okay? And 3 teaspoons, for example. Whatever it is, I'm just, or 3 packets of this ingredient. So whatever those are, whatever the recipe calls for. And then I'm gonna tell it these 4 items for the recipe. So the serving size amount, it's gonna make, let's say, slices. Maybe this is pie or something. I don't know, but you can see that there's some options available here. And as people use this, and as people discover that they have needs for additional options within these drop downs, I can definitely enhance the system to accommodate those needs. So let's say that this produces 4 slices, or let's say 1 slice, okay, and serving. So let's say it is pie. Let's say it's pie. So it's going to produce the serving size is 1 slice, right? Serving size, amount, and measure. But the recipe produces a whole pie, and that consists of, let's say, 8 slices. Okay, and then we want to plan on a certain number of servings per week. So let's say we want to have 2 pies per week, 16 servings per week. Okay, so that would be 16 servings. That would give, well, let's say my family of 4 would get 4 slices of this per week. Just as an example. So again, it does all the heavy lifting for you. It tells you exactly how much of each ingredient you need. And this could have been as many ingredients as you need, right? It can expand both for ingredients and be as scalable as you need for the ingredients, and as well as scalable as you need for the recipes. So then the other feature that I wanted to show you related to this is a report, which is on this tab here, that shows you a compilation of all of the recipes that you have by ingredient, right? Whereas this was by recipe and then ingredient, this tab is by ingredient and then by recipe. So what that does is it tells you, okay, for ingredient 1, these are all the recipes that that's involved in. And this, if I want a 180 day supply of all these recipes, I need the sum of these total values. Okay, and that's how this feature works. And I would love to hear from you about any questions that you have about it, or any feedback that you have about it, or any ideas or suggestions that you have about how this could be even more valuable. But this will be included in every system that's set up from here on. And if you're already a customer of the Ultimate Prep system and you'd like this feature added to your system, just go ahead and shoot me an email at support@prepper-nerd.com, and I would be happy to add this to your system. Again, I want to encourage those who are not already using the Ultimate Prep system. We have a free trial available for either the online or offline version, 30-day free trial plus the 30-day money-back guarantee. We get so much great feedback, amazing feedback from customers who really do love the system. And a lot of people have said that it's become their most important prep. So I really do encourage you to give it a try if you haven't already. And I really appreciate the opportunity to support you in your preparedness efforts. Thanks, and we'll see you again soon.